So this is Sean coming from Bodywise Athletic Development again with part 2 of the Systema push-up. Again, in part 1 I covered breath ladders. Now in part 2 I'm going to do a similar drill, except we're going to do push-ups without breathing. And we're going to use burst breathing to affect our recovery and how our body feels, getting rid of that accumulated sensation of tension and fear within the body. So this is an exercise that trains your mind, trains resiliency, and not necessarily just driving through discomfort, but literally using your mind and using the exercise known as burst breathing to cleanse the body after you've completed as many push-ups as you can do without taking in any air. So when I start here, I'll take one breath in, a full exhale out, and I'll do one push-up, okay? I'll stop at that point, place my knees onto the mat, sit up with a nice straight spine, and burst breathe until the sensation leaves my body. Now I've been doing this exercise for quite some time, so it only takes a few burst breaths to really get back to normal at the lower number. It's in fact pretty much none. But for the majority of people out there will be an increase in the sensation of fear or tension or almost anxiety within the body. So burst breathing will help reduce that and get rid of that completely. Once you're refreshed, you go to 2. Then I'll take it up to like 8, maybe a little higher, maybe 15 or even 20 push-ups without breathing at all. Again, I exhale out all the air in my lungs, not forcing out every little last bit, but just a natural exhalation. Close my mouth, I don't breathe in at all, and I do the push-ups in this type of fashion. Again, this trains resiliency in the body. It also trains oxygen efficiency. It strengthens the ligaments and tendons in the body. There's a huge list of benefits to doing this type of exercise. Now, generally speaking, you'd only do these kinds of exercises with body weight movements, but you can use some light loads, some kettlebells, that kind of thing. If you were going to use some resistance, some external resistance, such as swings or something like that, you can do the same thing. But usually these exercises are applied to just the body weight movements of Systema, which are the push-up, the sit-up, the leg raise, and the Systema squat. So I'll just demonstrate it with the push-up today, give you an idea of how to do it. So I'm going to take one breath in, full exhale out. One nice controlled push-up. So again, if that starts to generate some almost fear or anxiety within the body, what you do is you burst breathe through the belly. I'll place my hands on my belly so you can see. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Short little bursts of oxygen to re-energize the body. Now I'll move on to 2. So one breath in, full breath out, 2. And again, feel that sensation developing in the body. Burst breathe to get rid of that sensation, re-oxygenate the blood, as well as to get rid of any residual CO2 within the body. Now I'm going to kind of jump up, but normally how I would do this drill, and I usually do this about once every couple weeks at this point with all 4 of the Systema exercises, but I'll take it up to about 15. Okay, normally I would climb up to 3, then burst breathe, 4, then burst breathe, and 5, etc., all the way up to 15. If you do this with all the basic Systema movements, it's going to take you somewhere right around 40-45 minutes to complete everything, especially if you're doing it right and you're not rushing. Because what you want to do is make sure that your body is back to its restored state before you do your next set. But for the sake of this video and demonstrating that you can perform without breathing, you can perform without oxygen necessarily, any residual oxygen within the lungs. Now there will be a little bit still left within the body, within the bloodstream. And then beyond that, it really comes to will, determination, staying relaxed, staying calm. So again, one of the main principles of Systema is relaxation, but it not only means relaxation within the body, it means relaxation within the mind. Okay, so I'm going to jump to 15. Big breath in, full breath out. So again, using burst breathing to restore my body. And you notice the pace doesn't alter very much. I'm not trying to bust out as many push-ups as I can just for the sake of a number. I'm using this as a breathing exercise. I'm developing, again, an extraordinary amount of really oxygen efficiency within my body. So I'm not reliant on necessarily breathing. Now in Systema, this applies to the martial application, the combat application, because what happens if you're fighting underwater? Systema is taught to the military, the elite military within Russia, the Spetsnaz. And these guys are not in the most comfortable situations. Sometimes there's a lack of oxygen, sometimes they have to fight under the water. There's all kinds of different things. The Spetsnaz are kind of like the Navy SEALs, if you will, of Russia. But nonetheless, these guys perform and operate at a very high level. And they're calm, they're relaxed, they have good movement, good posture. And those are the 4 principles of Systema. So with that being said, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, @thebadcrew.com. Again, this is known as the Systema push-up. And this particular exercise, again, is doing the push-up with actually out-breathing after you've exhaled the oxygen out of the lungs. Now again, there is a slight bit of residual oxygen within the body, and you start to learn how to become efficient with the amount of oxygen that you still have within the body. So when you are breathing and doing push-ups, you can do sets of 70, 80, 100, even more, without too much of an issue, without even really a lot of lactic acid buildup within the body. So it transforms the way you train because it makes you efficient. In Systema, we're largely about efficiency. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, feel free to email me. Otherwise, happy health. Give it a shot. Try to build up to 5, and let me know what happens. Take care.